I traveled to Kansas City, Missouri recently to investigate Robert Berdella, aka the Kansas City Butcher. Robert Berdella was born on January 31st, 1949. He committed his crime between 1984 and 1987. He raped, tortured, and murdered at least 6 men whom he captured by various means and kept them trapped in his house at 4315 Charlotte Street. Berdella grew up in Ohio. He was not athletic and seemed to be a disappointment to his father. He was bullied and was homosexual, which he kept a secret. He graduated from high school and moved to Kansas City to enroll in the Kansas City Art Institute. It was here that he first began his drug addiction and torture of animals. He was also arrested for selling drugs. Apparently his arrest and his dropping out of college led to him trying to help addict criminals and runaways escape that lifestyle. He moved into the home at 4315 Charlotte Street, and his house was a location where his friends would come and stay or hang out. He had homosexual relationships with several of them and possibly used money or drugs to control them. He was active in his local community and worked as a chef. He also had an antique business. But Berdella began to have a darker side. He would drug, capture, and torture men whom he had some relationship with. Then he would kill them to avoid capture, or they would expire due to the extremes of torture. His first victim, Jerry Howell, died through asphyxiation from the drugs Berdella had given him. It was July of 1984. Investigators noticed because Berdella kept logs on all of his victims, the torture he administered to them, and the efforts he made to get them to break. He seemed to want to make them complacent enough that he no longer needed to keep them chained to his bed. His desire led to his downfall. In 1985, Berdella tortured and murdered Robert Sheldon. He kept Sheldon chained to his bed for days, torturing him with various means. Berdella seemed to enjoy swabbing his victims' eyes with drain cleaner, administering electric shock, and putting needles under their fingernails, among other things. Sheldon was eventually smothered in order to prevent discovery when a repairman showed up to do work on the Charlotte Street house. Berdella's other victims include Mark Wallace, James Ferris, Todd Stutes, and Larry Wayne Pearson, all of whom came to Berdella seeking assistance of some kind or a place to stay. Berdella would drug them and then capture them, raping, torturing, and murdering each of them. He then disposed of the bodies by chopping them up and burying them in his backyard, spreading them out around town, or putting them in trash bags for the garbage men to take to the landfill. In 1988, Berdella abducted Christopher Bison, whom he proceeded to torture and rape like the other victims before him. Bison was able to escape. He befriended Berdella and pretended to be compliant. As stated earlier, Berdella had some kind of desire to turn these victims into compliant slaves. Bison played the part and it saved his life. Bison quoted Berdella as saying, "You did not choose to be here, but you are. For you to survive being here, for you to make it, it could either be rough or it could be easy. If I grow to like you and to trust you, then I could do special things for you, such as buy cigarettes, pick up a movie on the way home from work, and so forth. Don't try to fight me or you'll just get more of what you had earlier. You see what you got is nothing compared to what you can have." Bison told the police what had happened, and a search warrant of the property was allowed. During the search, human remains were found along with blood stains. They also found Polaroid photographs and a log detailing everything Berdella had done. This led to the arrest of Berdella. In order to avoid the death penalty, Berdella confessed to the murders and gave detailed information of what he had done. He claimed that the movie The Collector, written by John Fowles, and screenplay adapted by Stanley Mann had greatly impacted him. During his imprisonment, he ironically complained of the conditions of his incarceration, as if he listened to the pleas of the captured victims he tortured. He died in prison in October of 1992 of a heart attack. I went down to Hyde Park neighborhood where Berdella lived. It was a very nice, middle-class neighborhood. It borders Hyde Park, which is a very well-kept green space. The whole area looks like a safe place to raise a family. The neighborhood is full of very closely built houses, one right after another, till you get to 4315 Charlotte Street, where there is a hole. A house is obviously missing there. There's nothing but a driveway. Sources say the house was purchased in 1988 and demolished later. It's always odd that when I travel to this location, the neighborhoods are often very safe looking, which brings up the question, is there really such a thing as safe looking?